It's almost like things are getting back to normal because we're going to talk about aliens. Former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid says the government is covering up huge amounts of evidence of UFO encounters. Oh, I love it. Isn't it going to be fun to talk about things that aren't like Donald Trump? But let me tell you, as I often say, Harry Reid probably doesn't have access to a lot of privy to information. There probably is a ton of documentation about UFOs or what is it called? Unidentified aerial phenomena now. But I'll tell you this, man. I was reading one story about UFOs and it was like, we noticed these strange vehicles in the sky flying above a naval research center. And I'm like, what do you think it is? Come on. Okay, fine. If you want to believe it's aliens, maybe the aliens are spying on us. I mean, to be fair, it could be the Russians or the Chinese spying on us with some kind of future weapon. Or it's just, in my opinion, the U.S. conducts super top secret, like above top secret weapons drills and stuff like this. And, you know, the Manhattan Project. If you think you know what the U.S. arsenal has, you would be sorely mistaken because this stuff is beyond confidential. Okay, super top secret. Not even Harry Reid probably knows about it. In fact, Trump probably barely knows about it. These are top secret projects for national security. And to be fair, like global security too. So you got to wonder. But let's at least see what Harry Reid is saying. Most of it hasn't seen the light of day. Former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid says the government is covering up huge amounts of evidence of UFO encounters. Reid made the claim in the newly released documentary, The Phenomenon, directed by James Fox, which examines the history of UFO sightings in the U.S. from the 1940s all the way up to this spring's revelation guarding a Department of Defense probe into unexplained military sightings. Why the federal government all these years has covered up, put brake pads on everything, stopped it. I think it's very, very bad for our country, Reid tells Fox in the film. When asked if he's saying there's still some evidence that hasn't yet been publicly disclosed, Reid replies, I'm saying most of it hasn't seen the light of day. Here's a photo, I guess. What is this? Examines the history of UFO sightings in the U.S. from the 1940s. A lot of it was just stupid, fake nonsense. Reid was among the lawmakers behind classified, but since closed, Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, a Defense Department unit devoted solely to investigating unexplained phenomena and aerial encounters from deep within the Pentagon. But let's be real, man. If there was secret U.S. technology, okay, special weapons and crazy aircraft and vehicles that could zoom around, there would be aspects of the military that wouldn't know about it. And if they didn't act like it was a threat, people would start asking questions. Well, if the Navy isn't worried about strange vehicles flying over their bases, perhaps it belongs to them. So they launched the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, probably because many of these people don't have access to this information. Like, I think if they're going to do the Manhattan Project and it's going to be super top secret, nobody knows about it, and they compartmentalize everything. What that meant was everything was need to know. Then I think you're going to end up with a lot of people seeing these vehicles and being like, we need to do something about this. And then nothing really ever gets done other than track these things. Since leaving office in 2017, he has become increasingly outspoken about UFOs. In April, following the Pentagon's release of 3 videos taken by U.S. pilots that reportedly show unexplained aerial phenomena, Reid tweeted, "The American people deserve to be informed." Reid has, however, stopped short of confirming evidence of otherworldly activity, tweeting in August that he wants the issue studied and that we must stick to science, not fairy tales about little green men. Reid stands firm on that point of view in The Phenomenon, telling Fox, "Nobody has to agree why it's there, but should we at least be spending some money to study all these phenomenon? The answer is yes." The existence of AATIP was first unveiled by the New York Times in 2017, though at the time, the government said the program, secretly commissioned in 2007, was shuttered due to a lack of funding in 2012. The Times later confirmed it continued its existence under a new name, the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force within the Office of Naval Intelligence. For more than a decade, the Pentagon had been conducting classified briefings for congressional committees, aerospace company executives, and other government officials. The briefings were centered on sightings, video footage, and radar logs by military pilots of unexplained aerial phenomena, which seemed to transcend existing flight technology, such as an aircraft with no visible engine at 30,000 feet, traveling at hypersonic speed. 3 videos documenting such unexplainable encounters were released by the Pentagon in April. with the footage captured between 2004 and 2015. The one thing I find truly fascinating about how these vehicles moved, according to the documents, is how they bypass friction. So when you see the vehicles like re-entering the U.S. atmosphere, the Earth's atmosphere, well, yeah, I guess it's the atmosphere above America, and they start getting really, really hot, it's because they're hitting into the gases and particles in the atmosphere, and the friction hitting the vehicle starts heating it up. That's because orbital speeds, the vehicle has to travel very, very fast to remain in orbit. So the way orbit works is the vehicle's always falling, but it's moving so fast that it's wrapping around and never actually coming down. If it tries to re-enter, it's going to slow down dramatically once it hits the atmosphere, kind of like when you throw something into water and it slows down dramatically. Then it heats up. So you have these vehicles moving around really fast, but I guess the question is, it's beyond just how do they fly. It's how do they move so quickly at hypersonic speeds, traveling super quickly without feeling the effects of friction. That's something I think most people don't actually talk about. One of the clips shows the notorious 2004 Tic Tac incident, which was recorded over the Pacific Ocean. A second video was captured off the coast of Jacksonville, Florida in 2015. The third clip, also captured in 2015, features a Navy pilot remarking, "What the F was that thing?" as he spots an unidentified flying object. Now, the reason I bring up the friction thing is they're shaped like Tic Tacs. So they're like blunt objects moving at high speed. Our vehicles that go, several, like Mach 3, I don't know what Mach we're at, but it's hypersonic. They're aerodynamic. They pierce through the air and they use it to fly. A Tic Tac would be slamming into air the entire time. The DOD officials said they released the videos in order to clear up any misconceptions by the public on whether or not the footage that has been circulating was real or whether or not there is more to the videos. The aerial phenomena observed in the videos remains characterized as unidentified. The disclosure of these clips serves as the grounding theme of The Phenomenon. That's the name of the film. In addition to Reed, Fox also speaks to a number of high-ranking government officials, such as former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson, and also sits down with longtime UFO researcher Jacques Vallée, the inspiration behind the character of Lacombe in Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The film traces the relatively recent history of UFO fixation, which began around 8 decades ago. Interesting, 8 decades ago. What were we working on then? The theory, coming from many UFO enthusiasts, is that once we detonated the first atomic bomb, we notified the aliens that we were acting a fool. And so they came and intervened. There's one crazy story where apparently like all of the nuclear warheads disarmed instantly. And that's what I don't know much about it, but other than UFO enthusiasts and alien enthusiasts believe that aliens were actually showing us your weapons are no threat to us. Perhaps what they were really saying, assuming the story is true, which I honestly don't believe it is, what they were really saying is, y'all better turn these things off before you kill yourself. It'd be like watching a kid playing with a knife. You'd be like, dude, you're like a little kid running with scissors. Hey, no, you're going to hurt yourself with that. You've got this fledgling civilization. We're manipulating our environment. And here we got nuclear bombs. We're going to blow ourselves up. Aliens come and there you go. The rest is history. I don't actually think any of that happened. And maybe there are aliens, but I kind of don't think so, at least not here. But of course, our understanding of technology is extremely limited. Our developments in technology are not very old. I mean, the big explosion in information tech is only in the past 20 or so years. It's been a slow buildup for sure over the past 100, but we've had a major explosion in information communications technology and methodology. So maybe 2020 is gearing up for that special October surprise, aliens. A lot of people were joking that 2020 is so crazy that aliens have to land. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. It's the waiting I can't stand. I don't think it's going to happen though. But I do like seeing, stories like this for two reasons. One, man, it is really good to get away from the political garbage of today. And two, I don't know. Seeing official people talk about this makes it feel like there's something more to life than just this pale blue dot. So I started thinking about, what do we do? We stare up at the stars. At a certain point, we're going to have an existential crisis. Why? I know I have a buddy who's like super rich. I met him a long time ago, and he told me that super rich people go through a period of existential crisis when they make so much money they never have to work again, and they don't know what to do with themselves. And then they become depressed and question what they're doing and then try and find something to do, but they can do anything. There's no struggle anymore. You beat the game. Well, most of us are reaching that level. We have more food than we need. We're comfortable. We got air conditioning. What do? We have no purpose. So you end up with the woke left and the Trump supporters, everyone trying to find their purpose. And maybe there's something more out there to strive for. I think we need a new space race. Trump is working on that. That's cool. I think we need something to inspire people to work towards something beyond where we're at right now. A lot of people like to say something I find silly. They say, I was born too late to explore the earth and too early to explore the stars. And I say, you are wrong, dude, just because you can't fathom it. No, we have not covered every inch of this earth. We have not explored the ocean depths. There's a lot of exploring that needs to be done. And we're working on exploring the stars. So get to it, dude. If you want to explore the earth, you should. There are a lot of islands people have never been to. There are a lot of places no one on this earth has been to. Just because we have satellites and we can see the planet doesn't mean we've been to these places. There are deep, dense areas in the Amazon rainforest we've never been to. So how about you actually just try to explore areas and actually look into it? And if you want to explore the stars, maybe you should do it. And then we as a nation can strive towards something bigger than ourselves and the world, maybe. But I'll leave it there. Maybe there are aliens. Maybe there aren't. I don't know. I guess we'll just cross our fingers and hope one of these UFOs lands at some point. We see who was actually in it. Thanks for hanging out. Stick around. Next segment's coming up tomorrow at 10 a.m. and I will see you all then.